What is up, guys, and welcome to today's video. I am super excited because today the journey finally begins. I will be setting up all 3 UNS 60U aquariums, beginning with the first one today. And before we get started, I would like to give you an overview over the setup, what we're dealing with, the complete breakdown basically of the system, because they are completely identical in terms of gear. So let me show you around. So what we have are 3 identical UNS 60U aquariums. They're sitting on custom-made cabinets. These cabinets are, like ADA style, but unfortunately I cannot afford original ADA cabinets. So I got these from Emmel, which is the German company I work with, as you already know from a lot of my projects. They are nice. They have these openings on the side, and yeah, the only thing I did, I attached height adjustable feet underneath because my floor in the studio is super uneven. Then, like I just said, this is the beautiful UNS 60U, 3 times the UNS 60U aquarium, beautiful size. The advantage I see over the standard 60p is the extra depth, which is 36 by 36 centimeters. It's perfect, like beginner size aquarium, I would say. I got the rubber mat in between, which is not necessary, but I don't know. I thought I like it for aesthetics, so it's been added. Up here we have the beautiful SkyLight. Oh, I have to clean off the dust. SkyLight HyperSpot. Say hello to the world. 3 units hanging on a curtain rail. You see up here, kind of custom fitted. This way I can slide things around and change my setup is ever going to change. You don't see any power cables dangling down because they are up here. At the top I have power supply, again, 1 for each light, so I can swap them out whenever I change mind. And down here at the bottom, I have a power outlet for the tanks. And down here we have some koi swimming around in those cracks in the bottom, sealed with the epoxy. Yeah, let me know if you want to see how this went. That was quite entertaining, pouring the epoxy. Now let's check out the gear I got for all the aquariums, like the lights, the SkyLight HyperSpot. Kind of what I like about this light, guys, you can be down here and there is close to no glare. If you compare it to, let's say over here, a regular bar suspended, you see, like how much light you get in your eyes, you barely can see anything. And this one is very, friendly for filming and for living space environment. For that reason, I absolutely love what is going to live in the cabinet. I have put here on the floor. We're going to have a OASE BioMaster Thermo 350, small size. I think that's good for the UNS 60 aquarium. Here's the upper part. You can already see I already attached the Chihiros quick connectors. The reason for that is you have the tubing here. These connectors allow me to transition from the thick tubing, which is 6022, to 1216. And this is going to allow me to use the small, I have to be careful. These are the small size lily pipes. I got them from Aqua Rebell. Shout out to them for producing affordable glassware, because glass is going to break. It's only a matter of time, but it looks beautiful and you can get it really clean. So I'm going to fit the canister basically with sponges. I will rub the sponges with ARKA Gel to kind of seat the filter and kickstart the biological filtration. And the upper compartment is going to get a little piece of filter wool. Okay, next up, the CO₂ system. Here we have a 2 kilogram bottle because, well, I don't have to swap them out that often, so 2 kilograms is appropriate for that size. And then I have this beautiful compact size Chihiros CO₂ Regulator. By the way, Chihiros has provided a bunch of them for the studio, so I'm gonna use the same regulator on all the aquariums. Let's look inside. And if you check it, it's super small. Love the, color. Come with this solenoid that has a built-in non-return valve, that has a built-in bubble counter, and it can be refilled from the outside, which I absolutely love. No need to unscrew the whole thing because the water inside is going to evaporate. This is because the CO₂ gas is very, very dry and it picks up the moisture from the bubble counter. Yeah, that's why it goes over time. It's not because it pushes into the tank, that happens also sometimes, because of the dry gas inside. That's the power brick. And then to be able to control everything through the app, we have here a little Bluetooth connector for the regulator. And then the substrate to start with. And this is what is special about today's build. I'm gonna be testing the new APT Feast substrate from 2-Hour Aquarist. And of course I will be using APT Start just to get the most out of the substrate. So folks, with this overview out of the way, let's get to business. Okay guys, with the setup now in place, it is time to fill in the substrate. And since it is gonna be a Dutch style, we're not gonna need any hardscape. And I'm really curious about the APT Feast. First time using it, and looks like soil. Even if APT Feast looks like any other soil, there are major differences, and the guys over at 2-Hour Aquarist have specifically developed this soil super high demanding, high-tech blended aquariums like Dutch style aquariums. So I'm kind of curious, gonna see how it goes. Let's flatten things out a little bit. And if you watch my channel, you know I love using APT Start. APT Start is your substrate booster for any kind of substrate. Whatever substrate you're using, get a pouch of APT Start and bring your soil to the next level. This stuff has minerals, trace elements, beneficial bacteria, all the good stuff. Here is some beneficial bacteria for the water column. We can put it in afterwards. And that stuff is simply sprinkled on the substrate. Gonna keep that pouch for later. So the bags are 2 liters each. They're kind of small, but on the other hand, you can, how to say, it's good for small tanks. And what I like about them, you have this something you can reseal the bags, you know, because nobody wants his soil to dry out. I will say, however, the APT Feast substrate is on the drier side. If I compare it to, let's say, Tropica, which I use a lot, Tropica is more moist when it comes out of the bag. I'm gonna put in a 4th bag, which will bring us to a total of 8. With 8 liters, I got approximately a 3 centimeter or like 1 inch depth, and that might be enough for the foreground. Definitely need more in the bag for the stems, so I'm gonna go and grab 1 or 2 more bags. So this is now a total of 10 liters. I think that's fine. 10 liters. And while the water fills in, I will explain you why I'm filling in the water first and not blending it yet. So guys, while the water is flowing in, which is by the way pure RO water in this case, I'm using the ARKA myAqua 3800, and I have a huge 300 liter barrel where I kind of collect the water, so I'm able to pump it in at a top speed. This is like a game changer for everyone having multiple tanks. So anyhow, why I'm filling in the water and not blending it yet? Since I'm testing APT Feast, I want to follow the 2-hour Aquarist way of starting aquariums. So I'm gonna follow all the guidance they give. And number 1 advice they give, and I've given this advice myself previously, is to pre-cycle your aquarium. So we're going to perform a dark start for at least 2 weeks period, and then I'm going to plant it. But this is not a, oh no, Jurijs is not adding any plants. This is a, you have a chance to impact the story. I'm gonna show you a couple examples from the 2-hour Aquarist website. Say which number you like the most. I'm going to do like 3 comments, like version A, give it a name, version B, name, version 3, and you will sort of upvote those comments, and the version that you like the most, and the one that gets the most upvotes in the comments. So you can see like live results, which version gets the most comments. This is the version I will go for. I can't promise I will use exactly the same plants because, you know, say availability, but I will try to be as accurate as I can. And if not, I will give Dennis Wang a call and ask him, hey Dennis, this plant I can't get by in Germany. I don't know, hop on a plane, bring it to me. No, just joking. But what would be a good substitute, or just find one myself. The other two tanks, you might be wondering what is going to happen inside this aquarium. So one of them is going to be an Iwagumi with beautiful new stones that I recently acquired from Aqua Deco. They're called Malotti stones, and you've probably seen them online already, but they're kind of newly available in Germany and in Europe, and I just fell in love with these rocks. I bought an entire box, so really looking forward to build a really cool Iwagumi. They're gonna look similar like the one Pavel Kulanda from UK has built last year and won the EAPLC, the European contest. If you see this video, you are from Europe. The EAPLC, the European Aquascaping Championship, is still open until the end of July. You will find a link down below. The entry is free. There is like 5 or 6 categories from nano, small, medium, large, X large to X large. And this year, for the first time, we're introducing the, European Champion Award, which is going to be like a huge trophy. This other tank will be something with driftwood. I haven't built a driftwood layout in the studio for a long time, so it's going to be, I don't know, let's call it like a classic Ryuboku nature style aquarium. So if you want to see these two aquariums set up and this one planted very soon, make sure you're subscribed, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye bye.